Good evening, guys! Magandang gabi, bayan. Para akong, I look like a reporter
Yeah.
tonight. And I just came from a regiment ball for the Calgary Police Service.
Yeah.
And it was
You brought
awesome.
some cookies.
I had some
Oh, I
cookies.
don't know if they can see it.
So if it's your first time tuning in with us tonight or this morning, wherever you are in the world, hello, good evening, good afternoon.
Yeah, and thank you for watching us.
Thanks for watching us. Yeah, and yeah, I look nice today because I just came from a function. Because our company, that I work with, sponsored this event, right, to support our police service in Calgary. And I got to wear my fancy suit today. It's
Yes.
probably one of my favorite suits, but
Yeah.
yeah, I look like a reporter reporting for your
Duty.
for duty. What day are we today? Today is day
25.
number 25. So I have to change that one, right? Embracing the
Learning curve.
learning curve. So, how's your day today? We haven't talked for a while. Hey?
Yeah, how are you? Yeah, it's been a busy day.
Quite a busy day.
Yeah.
We've got some, great news, right? In all directions.
Yes. Yeah, one of our new mentor.
Possibly new
Possible
mentors soon,
business partners,
right?
has just completed her coaching call. So we're very excited for her. We're very excited to welcome her in our community. And as soon as the paperworks are done, we're gonna process everything. And of course, with the help of our new mentors, Neil and Lorlen. Yeah, very exciting. Lots of new things coming in. And, if ever there is any interest, whoever's watching here tonight or the recording, if ever there's any interest, reach out to us. Any questions at all, we'll be happy to answer them.
That's right. And yes, you know the ball is rolling because we have a ton of of news, right? We wanted to share, but in time we will share it.
Yeah,
Anyways,
what news?
huh?
I'm not aware of those news.
The news of a new,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
But it is what it is. We have to wait and
Yes, yeah.
sit tight. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep
We will
on
pray. We will pray for that.
praying. Yeah.
Exactly. But today, yeah, we were very busy. I was in this awesome ball, right? And you've got to see a ton of different cops, like police officers.
Yeah, I remember
That
you mentioning they all look alike.
yeah, they all look to me. They all look alike. They look police
They look
officers,
like police
right?
officers.
And it's funny because they're really nice people, right? And you wouldn't actually um, realize until you sat down with them, ate with them, ask them some questions and have fun with
That
them.
they're actually
right?
police officers.
They're actually human beings, right? And they're
Yes.
great human beings.
Yes.
They do a ton of service to all of us, right? And when I was when I was listening to one of the speeches there, they said that um, these people, these police officers, they are human beings as well. So they get PTSDs and they get
Yes.
depression,
Yes.
especially with the work that they do. And so we need to support them, right? We need to
Yes.
support them in order for them to support us and make us
Yeah.
feel safe in our homes and
Yeah.
in our community.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, here in Calgary or Calgary and area, you can really see how well they are working. The security in our area is very good. There's you know, because we've been in other places, we've been in the US, you know, we've seen other cities, other provinces out there in, mostly in the
And
US, and they're not
Cal-
as active as here in Calgary. The Yeah,
no,
right?
I love
Like
the
you
law
remember the
enforcements. I love our law enforcements here for sure. They do a ton of service to us.
yeah,
But that's not our topic today. I just want to share that night. It's a magical night.
yeah,
We've got some live bands. We've got some, you know, really nice food, right?
mm-hmm.
Actually, I want to vlog the entire thing, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
vlog it in Tagalog or Ilocano actually. So watch out. Um,
Okay.
and then the other thing too is for business wise, we are in day number 25. Imagine day number
Yes. Yeah.
25. Um, and today's session, we're going to talk about embrace the learning curve.
Yeah.
And just so happened, we have a ton of different of newcomers coming into our team, and this is for you, right?
Yeah.
Embracing the learning curve. It might not be just for you, but for everybody that's
Yeah.
uh, who's undergoing or who's experiencing change
Mhm.
in their careers, in their lives, in their school, in their
Yes. Yeah.
jobs, right?
Yeah. Learning a new skill, right? In our area is digital marketing,
Hmm.
so you're gonna be learning some digital marketing skills.
Exactly. If
Yeah.
you're a new parent, it could be
Yeah.
learning to change diapers, or you
Yeah.
know, um, and yes, like what Mel said, in our case, embracing the learning curve in the digital marketing space, right, can be a challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's part of the journey. It's part of that colorful journey that you have, the experience that you have.
Yeah.
And I think when you think about it, um, when you talk about digital um, space, and
Mm-hmm.
some of you might be just as quick as a snap of a finger when it comes to learning, but some of you can have challenges, right? Learning different skills, learning different
Yeah.
language, right, of digital marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I was
And some people learn it slowly, right? Like I'm a slow learner, but once I learn it, I get it, I understand it, and I am always right when it comes to predicting things,
right, right.
right? Like I really study well in detail. I'm a very detail oriented person.
Mhm.
So when I study, I go word by word, number by number, point by point.
Right.
And it does take slowly. But as soon as I've studied it, I've understand it, I can predict. And prediction is pretty well done. Yeah. And
Okay. The prediction is well done. It reminds me of the steak I'm trying to eat earlier. Well done.
Yeah, let's talk about the steak.
Well, it's not even a steak. It's like a roast that I ate on the dinner, and
Yeah.
I was hoping it was a steak actually, but I
Yes.
guess it's the easiest way to feed like 500 people in that
Oh yeah.
ball, right? Is a
Yeah.
roast,
Oh, it's a
and
roast.
so yeah, I ate some roast. It was good, right? It was good. Um, my cooking is better though. Maybe, right? Um, but Mel just ate actually, and I was telling
Yeah.
her, "Oh, you're just eating right now.
I
It's
had a
almost
long
12."
night. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had to drop off the kids before work, and then um, after work, I picked them up over at the nan
Hmm.
grandma's house,
Hmm.
and I only got a chance to eat dinner just
I know.
now.
I know. Look at
Yeah.
all your sacrifices. Right.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much
Thank
for your
you.
service.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your service.
You're
Uh,
welcome. Always.
and I was joking around my coworkers. Over at the ball, I said they forgot to put fish sauce.
Yeah.
Right, because obviously it's Western palate, right?
Mm,
And
yeah.
so there's no fish sauce. There's none of
So
this stuff,
it's
right?
salt and pepper.
Could be
Yeah.
right, salt and pepper and
And
cream
lemon.
and lemon. Not so much in lemon actually. This one is more of a, I don't know, like a Worcester style
Gravy.
sauce.
Gravy.
Gravy, yeah, gravy. Yeah, for sure, gravy.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes and yeah, that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. It's good, right?
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Um, And so, learning curve is it's a real thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I I currently am my project at my current job right now is to establish an entire system for an employment agency, and and this is not just a regular employment agency. This is an
Mm-hmm.
international employment agency, and that means hiring foreign workers, hiring people from the Philippines, from Dubai, from Europe, from all
Mm-hmm.
over the world, and to go through this particular process, there's a ton of learning curve, right? And when I was creating a business plan around this project, I want to make sure that the learning part of it is included in that business plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
that on the first year or two, I wouldn't expect a sudden boom or a sudden craziness
Result.
of
Yeah.
results, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I accounted learning curve
Learning.
as part of the business plan, right?
Yes, and hiring people, right? Like,
Hiring people
yeah,
and their
having
learning curve,
skilled people
right?
who actually can do the job. It
Mhm.
takes time. Yeah.
There's also learning curves for them. Like these people that I'm hiring, there is a
Mm-hmm.
particular learning curve for them,
Yes.
and I
Yeah.
have to
And
account
you
that.
have to train them, right?
I have to
Yeah.
train them. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So in any kind of business, in any business setting, there's always
Mm-hmm.
going to be this learning curve,
Yes. Yeah.
thing, right? And it's a natural thing for everybody to go through.
Yes.
Um, for people, and sometimes this is my problem. I think this is my problem. I
What is
just don't
that?
have patience for learning curves.
Yeah, we're completely different.
Um,
Which you're a starter,
mhm.
and I consider myself as a finisher. I
Yes,
continue
absolutely.
on.
She
Yeah.
does. She does continue on.
Yes.
Mel did a great job holding the fort in the online business, right? In this business,
Mm-hmm.
because of the projects that I started, because of the things that I'm currently involved in. Mel did an amazing job, holding the fort and continuing on.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
that's part of our synergy. That's part of
Yes.
our
Yeah.
us working together, right?
Yes,
And
and it's part of the goals that we have, our aspirations, right?
mm,
Like I would let him do the other things because we're not just focusing on just one thing. We're focusing on the bigger goal, the bigger aspect of things,
mhm.
right?
And that's the thing too when it comes to goals. As long as we're on the same page, that
Mm-hmm.
this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing, right? Can you hold on to fort for a little bit
Yeah,
until I figure
yeah,
something out, right?
yeah,
And I'm
and
really happy now that I have a system
yeah,
at this project. There's actually traction and there's results coming out of this project. I can
yes,
safely say that it's coming, right? It's
it's
we're reaping the
yeah,
the fruition out of this thing, and I'm really happy for that, right? And so I told Mel, maybe it's also time to build the online space again, and not only because
yes,
we've been sitting on it for too long, but because people um, there's also results in the automation system
yes,
that we've
yeah.
established a few years ago.
Yeah, and we know that it can help more people, right? Like we just really believe in the system
Right.
that other people would really get attracted to that system, and
Mhm.
it would really work well for them, right? And uh, there was a discussion with one of our new mentors, and we were discussing about the books that she read,
Yeah.
one of her favorite books. And she mentioned that one of her favorite books was was called The Automated Millionaire.
Hmm.
And it was I forgot what the uh, who the author is. I think it's David Bach,
Hmm.
something.
Bach.
Bach, yeah. And it talks about automation,
Hmm.
and I think a lot of the people nowadays are looking into automated automation,
Hmm.
right? Whether in business or in IT technology, right? Like the online space is really a big world. There is a lot of things that could there are opportunities for new technologies, new innovations, right? With the online space, like there's so much more growth that it can have, having more people to to do the same thing as what we're doing, you know, it's just so much more opportunities.
You know what? Just reading out of the Wikipedia here, I actually am interested in reading all of
Yeah,
his
I
books.
actually
So
wanna
there's one that says "Smart Women Finish Rich," "Smart Couples Finish
yes,
Rich," "The
yes,
Automatic Millionaire," and "The Finish Rich Workbook."
yeah,
So I think I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
read this guy.
We're
I
gonna check
wanna read
him
this guy. I'm gonna
out.
check him out.
Yeah, she said when we were having the conversation, she
Hmm.
said that she's not usually a
Book
reader.
readers, yeah,
Yeah, but as soon as she read the book, she read it like as
yeah,
fast as she could get,
right.
because the book is just
Yeah,
amazing.
sometimes when you're
Yeah,
fired up, I do
yeah,
that too, right?
yeah,
I binge watch or I binge read something, right?
yeah,
Especially when there's a concept that I'm really looking in that particular book, right? And I just finish the entire thing in like
yes,
a
yeah.
day and a half or a day, because I just wanna, I just wanna see,
Get it
right? I
all
just wanna
out.
get it done, right?
Get it all in
Uh,
the head.
the other day, actually, what was that? I was binge watching this show called Fallout, based from
Yeah.
the game Fallout,
Yeah.
and just before going to sleep, or when I'm doing laundry, or cleaning the house, I'm actually watching
Yes.
Fallout
Yeah.
last week,
Yeah.
and I finished the entire season. There's eight episodes, and there's
Yes.
about an hour per episode. So I binge
Yeah.
watch 8 hours worth of content, and that's how obsessive I can get.
Yeah.
I guess my learning curve is really high because I mean, not really
Yeah.
high, but really short learning curve,
Yes.
because I'm
You
able to
just want to
learn
get it
everything
done.
about Fallout without even playing the game
Yes.
in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
And this morning I was trying to explain it to my coworker, because my coworker also finished it, right? But
Oh, really?
it took him quite some time to finish it because he's really enjoying the
Yeah.
cinematics and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy more of the storyline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the cinematics and the looks of it, but more of the storyline. I want to know what the authors are thinking
Yes.
in terms of what the twists are, or
Yeah.
who's the character, and
Yeah.
things like that. I'm just obsessed with that. And so when it comes to learning curve, really, it's different for everybody. It really
Yes.
is, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's built different.
Yes.
I guess I'm probably one of the
And
fastest
yeah.
learner you could ever meet, and
Yes.
I,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Leejay learns fast. I learn slow.
and
But both of that side, it's both positive. It doesn't mean
mhm,
slow is bad.
right.
But
Slow means
it
you're
has
sure,
its
right?
own,
Solid,
yeah,
right?
it has
But
its
for
own
fast learners,
positive
I could
benefits.
exactly. There's benefits, and sometimes for fast learners, I forget things, right?
Yeah.
Easily. Um, and the thing is that when I listen to audiobooks, it's
Mm-hmm.
at 1.7 or
Yes. Oh my
two
god.
times,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's how I listen. When I watch
Yes.
movies, it's like 1.5 or 1.7. I'm like,
Yes.
Leejay, why would you do that? It's like, to me, regular talk
Yes.
is too slow. It's
Yeah.
like, come on, Maddie. Like,
Well, for me, on the other side, I learn when somebody talks slowly, right?
mhm,
Like for me, I'm more attracted to learn from somebody who talks slow.
right, right.
And I talk slow.
Yeah. I know sometimes, sometimes I just yawn, right? Politely inside, right? Like inside yawning.
Yes. The inside yawning.
No offense, but
Yeah.
it,
It's okay.
it
Yeah, I know. I know. We're not our own audience.
it's okay.
I have my audience. You have your own.
Right, that's funny. Anyways, learning curve, you guys, is embrace it, right? That's who you are, right? Like what
Yes.
Mel said,
Yeah.
it
Be
has.
yourself.
Mm,
Whatever the pace is that works best for you,
yes,
do it.
do
You
it.
know.
Mhm.
If you want it to go slow, go slow. If you want it faster, like DJ,
You go
like
fast,
go
right?
fast.
There's
You know,
pros and
like
cons to that, right? Because when you go fast, that means some of your budgets can go fast as well, right?
yes.
If you go slow, right, and you really take your time to learn it, then maybe you can save more on your budgets,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But you will sacrifice some time.
Yes.
But if
Yeah.
you think of it as a long term,
Yes.
right, meaning it's okay to take your time, then going slow might be the
Yeah.
best way, right?
And we're in it for the long term
Mhm.
here. Like we're looking at 10 years, even more, because we want to transfer the legacy that we built here in the online business to our kids. We want our kids to continue on with the legacy. This is for a long term bus you know goal, business.
And just to get into that long-term goal, when even when I build businesses, right, my idea of it is always in the long term, because I learned it the hard way. There are some businesses we started before that we said, we're just going to do this for this much of time, and that we're going to, we're going to make whatever we can make in this much of time, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right?
Yes.
And it works in some cases,
Yeah.
but not all the time,
Yes.
because I shared yesterday the bamboo tree metaphor, and the story of a bamboo tree, and and from that, how would you judge the growth of a bamboo tree, of a Chinese bamboo tree? Is it the 5 years that it took the farmers to water the plant or water the seed, making sure there's sunlight coming in, it's in a good soil, or is it on that 5 weeks for it to sprout up to 90 feet, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same way when it comes to starting anything and starting a
Yeah.
business like this. You
And
really
I
need to
think,
nurture it.
yeah, and I think the one of the reason to why you learn fast is maybe because um part of the experiences that you've had, you know you have done it before,
Right.
or you have been growing yourself, like, watering yourself in the last few years, and that's why
Right.
you learn fast.
It's interesting
Right.
because Gary Vaynerchuk, for those of you who follow Gary V, he said that you need in business and in life, you really don't have time. And therefore, when you're doing something and you're trying something, you need to fail fast, right? But fail forward. And what he meant by that is that don't, if you're going to eat poop, don't nibble, right? If you're going to fail, right, don't prolong the failure, right? Let the business model fail, or let whatever it is
Let
that
it
you're trying
fail.
out fail, and learn from that failure, because you're failing forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we're in this particular journey, um, and there's a ton of resources and training around Facebook, for example.
Yeah.
And Facebook is notorious on banning people, or not banning people, but disabling accounts and things like
Yeah.
that. And if one of the masterminds that I've attended before mentioned that if you haven't really been shut down on Facebook or disabled on Facebook, that means you haven't really scratched the surface.
Yes.
Meaning you haven't really done everything you possibly could in order to get your messaging out there. But
Mhm.
when you start getting, disabled, right, then therefore you're scratching something there, right? There is something in that algorithm
Yeah.
that might not agree in your messaging, right? But at
Yes.
least you've done so many of it, that all it is really is improving, right? So meaning you started from down here, from below, and there's nowhere to go but up, right? I mean, if you
Yeah.
haven't done Facebook before,
Yeah.
there's no way to go down, because you can't be um dumber, you know. Like for
Yeah.
all of a sudden you don't know how to watch videos on Facebook, like that doesn't make sense. Right? Like you always increase your skills and learn, right, depending on the experience you have. And the more you do this, even though you fail on those disabling accounts and things like that, you're still learning, right,
Learning.
and you're
Yeah.
still growing.
Yeah, you're still gaining something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my take on embracing the learning curve, right?
Yes.
Absolutely, right.
Yeah.
Embrace it, right?
Yeah, there will be some mistakes, right? And don't be afraid to make those mistakes. Keep on going. Don't give up. And we have done some mistakes
in
in
the
the
past.
course of the 4 years
Right.
that we've been in the business. And we treasure those mistakes because we wouldn't be where we are now without those mistakes. And the experiences that we had, we can pass it on to the people who are just joining the business, and then letting them know that this is what we did. These are the ones that made us that worked, and these are the ones that didn't work. And then they get to, they can test it out to see if we're telling the truth. But majority of the people, they love the experiences that we've gone through.
Absolutely. And when we talk to these people, uh, even though they have challenges and extreme learning curves, they're still appreciative, right? That
Yeah.
somebody's teaching them and they're learning from it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the power of mindset and associating with yourself with like-minded individuals, people that are really positive, people that are
Yes,
really looking
yeah.
forward to results, right?
Yeah.
People that are in it because of the long run, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And they're looking at it as a legitimate business that could
Yes.
run for them eventually,
Yes.
automated, right?
Yeah, and these are professional peoples, right?
That's
Like
right.
they came from a background of science, nursing,
Engineering,
engineering,
yeah.
doctors,
Doctors, yeah.
pilots, right? Oh, by the way, today is a World Pilot,
Pilot
Day.
Day, yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I saw it in one of our
Oh,
new
really? That's
mentors
funny.
posts, and I was like, oh, happy World
Love it.
Pilot Day.
I love
Yeah.
it. I wanted
Yes.
to be a pilot. I shared
Yes.
that, right? I wanted to be a
Yeah.
pilot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one day, you know what? Who knows? I'll buy my own plane and start flying for myself, right?
Yeah, who knows?
And maybe just
Yeah.
jeoparding myself, not everybody else around me, right? Just joking. Yeah, a very busy weekend for us. It started Friday as a busy day.
Yes.
Tomorrow
And
we're very
tomorrow's
busy
gonna
again.
be busy again.
Mhm.
Like 3 appointments tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We have a taekwondo for our son.
We have a ton of
And then-
appointments, and and we're very grateful for those appointments, right? Some of them are business appointments, some of them are personal
Yeah,
appointments.
some are personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sunday, what do we have on Sunday? Oh yeah, we have
Yeah,
more
I have
appointments.
work,
You have work, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have other things,
yeah.
but
Laundry. all the
laundry and cleaning the house, right?
and washrooms. Yes.
Washrooms. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. That's our time right there.
Yes. Yeah.
If you are considering this, right, reach out to us.
Yes.
Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not for you, right?
Yeah.
Best way to do it is just to reach out, find out
Yeah.
if it is, right?
We won't bite.
We won't bite. There's if you're curious, here's the thing, right? Curiosity. I don't want to. It's good that you're curious, right? But
Yeah,
what-
we love curious
we love
people.
curious people. But you know who we love more? Are
People
serious people.
Seriously curious.
Seriously curious people. So people that are
Who
seriously
take
looking
action
at it, to
and
take
who
action.
actually ask the questions
Right.
that they've been wanting to ask.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one that I wanted to
Yes,
to
and
share.
we
Yeah.
appreciate these people who are messaging us, asking us questions. We just, we we care about these people. We want to answer their questions, right?
Yeah.
And we're not. We want to make sure that these people are making informed decisions. So we give them all the options, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Give them all the options, and and I think that's one of my personalities too, even at work, right? Clients that are coming to me, I even tell them to research competition, research, other agencies to take a look at and see if those agencies can actually help them. Because if they do, right, awesome, right? But if they can't, and we're the only one that can help them, that's fine as well, right? At the end of the day, the power is within you, right?
Yes, you have the
you have
decision.
the decision, right? And I really hate to put people in a position where,
Where
oh,
they're
you know
being
what,
forced
I
or
have to
something.
decide because this is what you did to me, right?
Yeah.
I have experiences of that. People almost blaming me for their own decisions, and and I'm done with that, right? I just want to
Yes.
disclose,
Yeah.
right? And some of these people could be your friends, right? That's blaming you because for some reason you
For
you
some
advise
reason.
something to them,
Yes,
and
at the end of the
apparently,
day, it's your decision,
right? Apparently,
right?
you're
We
ruining their
can
lives, right?
we can give as much information
Right.
as you can,
But I can't
but
give advice anymore, right? We can't give advice
yes,
because you know
it
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 is
can
up
be
to you.
taken the wrong way.
Exactly, it
Yeah.
can be taken the wrong way.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we can give information and
Mhm.
let you decide on it, right?
Yes.
So that's our first rule. I consult with
Yes.
hundreds and
Yeah.
hundreds of students. I consult with business owners. I consult. That's why it's consultant, right? They
Yes.
they just ask me questions. I give them the answer, but I don't want to be an advisor, right? Because an advisor just advises you things, and sometimes the advice couldn't be the right thing, and
Yes.
therefore it's their
Yeah.
fault, right? So I'm just joking. I just
Yeah.
had an experience like that, right? Quite
Yes.
recently.
Yes.
But you know what? These people are just, pointing the finger, right?
Yes.
And
They have nobody else to blame.
right. So
Yeah.
that's
They don't want to blame
that's
themselves.
on them, right? But at the end of the day, guys, we give you the information. We introduce you to people. We
Yes.
introduce you to a system.
Mhm.
It's up to you, right? To do the rest of it, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
and
But
it,
pretty much everyone who are attracted with the online business,
Mhm.
they're like-minded individuals, positive, nobody else to blame with but themselves. But like all
accountable people.
accountable people, they
Professional, accountable
professional,
people.
accountable
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Those who are
Which we love working with, guys,
yes,
right? So
and
if you're a professional, accountable person,
yes,
of course, right?
yes, willing to learn,
Mhm.
open-minded,
All right.
you yeah,
Coachable, right?
coachable.
Yeah, and
Yes.
all of these things are really part of the package, right? Of having a successful business, having a successful relationship, having a
Yes.
successful being part of
Yes.
a community like this,
Yes.
right? Of
And
like-minded.
you have faith, right?
You're
Yeah.
faithful. You're Christian. You're faithful.
Yeah.
And all
Yeah,
these
like
things
they
really
have
comes down
faith
to
that there is a better life out there, that they
that
have
too.
a chance
Absolutely,
to
yeah,
change their life.
absolutely. So thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. We love you.
Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow for
This is
our
like
day
Amelia doing
26.
kisses.
Yeah.
See ya.
Take care.
Take care,
Bye.
guys.